I'll be promoting this movie. I'll be promoting this movie until it goes to a streamer.
Mhm.
I'll be promoting it shamelessly. I'm proud of it. I had a great time shooting it. It's in theaters. It'll be on video on demand. It'll be on a streamer, I'm sure. I don't know, but I'm sure. I'm promoting Fully Loaded, my summer festival with 19 different comics. I'm promoting the Tops Off World Tour that starts again this fall. I'm promoting my cruise, the Fully Loaded cruise. I'm promoting Red Rocks. I'm promoting so many things that today was the very first time in my career where I said, in January, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break and go like, hey man, let's get your resting heart rate down.
Yeah.
Let's get some sleep. Let's maybe take off like 3 months from drinking. Like, let's just really like slow it down and also not think when you're thinking in promo all the time, it can be a little exhausting. I mean, you think it's exhausting to look at my feed. It's exhausting to be my feed. I'm my feed.
Yeah. And sometimes less is more. One of the things one of the things that inspires me about Rogan, for example, is he almost never does this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And how seldomly he does his podcast. Because you're right, less is more. What does he do it like once a month?
Yeah,
no, he does it 3 times a fucking week.
Yeah.
More is perfect.
But for example, when he does like a story or something like this, he does one take. It's kind of shitty.
It's the same take. It's the same. It's elk with a bunch of jalapenos, a knife that he had sent to him by a fucking knife maker, and him going, look at this Traeger smoker. I reverse seared this. This is what's great. Look at this. I'm about to put it in the butter. And then, like, this is grass-fed butter. This elk really raises my testosterone. Rogan you're right. With guys like Rogan, when he does do a story, they're a little precious.
Yeah. And I don't think he's ever done a second take on any of those stories.
No.
And you have to really admire that. Like, if the shot is framed poorly, if the audio sucks, doesn't matter.
Do you remember when this is like I can get in the weeds on Rogan, and especially when it's Instagram. Do you remember when he got his polar plunge and he couldn't sit it in a minute?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, and then he must have gotten it on the internet bad.
Yeah.
He must have gotten it bad.
Yeah.
And the next day, he sat in it for 20 minutes and he lowered his core temperature by like 2 degrees. And it took him like a month to get that back.
Yeah.
That is that fucking man. Yeah. What an interesting, I told you at the beginning, we were just talking. I really enjoy, I draw inspiration from men I'm not like.
Mm-hmm.
You, David Goggins, Cam Haynes,
Andrew Huberman.
Huberman, I love. Fucking, I mean, there's so many guys like that. Rogan, you do Tim Kennedy. Like, there are a lot of guys that are like just very different men than me, and I love Jocko Willink. Mm-hmm. Like, I love reading their stuff or listening to their audiobooks or listening to their podcasts because I'm so not like that. Mm-hmm. But for me, when I add a little bit of that in my life, like I remember you I don't know what you were doing, but you were walking us through your day. Mm-hmm. And it was so fascinating. It was like I ran 8 miles today. I listened to an audiobook while I was running 8 miles, and then I came and I worked for about 3 hours straight on AI stuff. And I was like, wait, you sat at a desk? Mm-hmm. Like, you like sat at a desk and I actually, I wouldn't even know what to do. I would start doing crafts. Like, I wouldn't that you went. I was like, is your computer like?
Yeah. Have you sat for like 4 hours focused on a single task?
Me?
Yeah.
No. No. Oh, I have a hard time sleeping for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like I don't have that. I don't have a brain that like. I really admired it when I listened to you do it, because then you were like, you were fasting at the time. You were doing your fast, and then you talk about what you ate, and I was jealous. I wanted to be able to be like that. And I think at that time we started, I think you were doing maybe bone broth or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we started doing bone broth pretty religiously and adding that into a fast, because I was like, it does, for someone like me, it does feel cool to add a little bit of control into life.
Mm-hmm. So integrating a little bit of a way of being from another person that you're not like.
Yeah, so David Goggins is consistently pushing himself. I did it over the pandemic more. But I loved going, today I'm running a marathon. I'm going to get on the treadmill, and it's not going to be all at once, but I'm going to get through a marathon today. So let's get up at 6, have some coffee, and let's see if we can do like 5 miles, and then know that we started there. And that was really fun to like, Cam Hanes does that too, where he goes like, he almost just sets the limit and then achieves that. His son Truett is really fascinating because his son Truett's right now is trying to get and like, I bet people would never think that this is who I watch, but I get real inspiration from those people because I showed a clip to Jocko, to Isla, because Isla's like me, like a person of her fluids.
Mm-hmm.
Impulse. I walked in on her one time. She was in the pantry in a bathrobe in the dark drinking a root beer.
Yeah.
And I opened the door and she went, I said, what? She goes, I thought you were Mom. Shut the door. And I shut the door to let her finish the root beer.
Yeah.
She has a hard time waking up. So I go, Isla, come in here. I want you to see this clip from Jocko. She goes, who's Jocko? I said, he's a Navy SEAL. She goes, he works at the zoo? I went, no. I go, he's a Navy fucking SEAL. I go, it's a badass job. She goes, it's a silly name. And I went, no, it's not. It isn't a silly name. These guys are the toughest dudes in the world.
Mm-hmm.
She goes,
she's kind of right, though, about the silly name. I never even realized that.
Well, yeah, you talk to a child.
Yeah.
And so I go, watch this, what he says about waking up. So it hits the thing, and Jocko goes, first thing you do when you hear that alarm clock, you could roll over, you could go back to bed, you could hit snooze, but you get out of bed, and that's your first victory. And Isla hits pause, and she goes, how great is that nap right after you hit snooze, though? And I went, it is pretty funny. I go, hang on.
It is great.
You're missing the point. You need to listen to this whole speech. He's with Casey Neistat when he's telling this speech. He's with Casey Neistat. Yeah. And so I hit it, and then he goes, and then you've got a victory under your belt. And then you go to the gym, and you work out. And I go, you listen to this, Isla? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, and then when you go to the work, now you've got 2 victories. You've worked out, and you've woken up on time. You didn't hit that snooze button. So when you go into that break room, and you see donuts, and she hits pause, she goes, if he's about to say no to donuts, I'm done listening. I go, he's definitely going to say no to donuts. Do you think he's going to have a donut? And she goes, you like this guy? I go, I fucking love him. And she goes, do you think he'd like you? And I go, what do you mean? She goes, Dad, you hit snooze, you skip working out, and you love donuts. And I'm like, yeah, you're making a good fucking point. I go, but I do love that. Like, I love to watch that brain work and go like I don't hit snooze. Like, I don't hit snooze now. I go, fuck it, because I'm up. But and then I go to the gym every single morning. I go to the gym every single morning. And today's National Donut Day. I didn't have a donut. And so like I try to apply these a little bit, because I mean, the other side of me is like, tonight after we do this, I'll do another podcast, and then I'm gonna call Leanne and go, yo, we're in Beverly Hills, meet me out here. Let's go have drinks. Let's go have fucking couple Campari spritz. Isla's over at a friend's house and overnight. Let's get some edibles and let's fucking have a night about it.
Yeah.
Get some sushi. Go have sex in the hot tub. And I got to work out at fucking 10 in the morning.
I got to tell you, that nap when you press snooze
is the sweetest.
That's my victory. First victory is pressing snooze and getting the nap under the belt.
Have you ever had? So this morning I didn't work out. I'd press at like 5 in the morning until about 6.
You're going hard right now.
Yeah. Movie. And then I had a podcast.
I saw you flew to Austin. I was like, what? How?
Yeah.
What? Just run around theaters, and now you're back.
Yeah, running around theaters to promote the movie, and then look, you only get one shot at these movies, so you might as well do. And look, it's really hard to get people to go into a movie theater right now. And so I woke up at like 6, did 5 or 6 to 7, did press, and then I went and I said, and I'm really into history podcasts right now, and I was listening to this one about the conquistadors, and I was like, before when I woke up, I was like, I wouldn't mind going back to that. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a little nap and go. Now, I slept good last night. I slept like 7 hours last night. Boy, that 30-minute nap, it felt like 5 hours. And I woke up going, I got to readjust my sleep score. That has to be in the 97. That was the best fucking nap. Those little snooze naps are monsters.